Participate in God's act of love. My dear brothers and sisters, today's gospel gives us a beautiful message on charity. In the gospel, we hear Jesus asking the Pharisee to invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind for dinner instead of his friends and relatives. For he will be repaid for the works of his charity when the virtuous rise again. Charity is the virtue by which we love God above all things for His own sake and our neighbours as ourselves for the love of God. In other words, charity is love, that is love of God and of our neighbours. This does not mean that all charity is love. No. Charity is an act of love participating in the work of our Creator. It is the highest act, for with charity we share in God's act of love. We are able to love the way God loves. And the epitome of His love is in giving His only begotten Son to us, that whosoever believes in Him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. This is how God loves us. The psalmist exclaims, "How can I repay the Lord for all the good He has done for me?" Yes, my dear brothers and sisters, we cannot repay God for all the good things He has done to us, but we can surely do what Jesus asks us to do. That is, to help those brothers and sisters who are in need of us, those who are poor, those who have no one to stand beside them. By doing this, we participate in God's act of love. As St. Paul writes, "Therefore be imitators of God as beloved children and live in love as Christ loved us." Today, the Church commemorates the feast of St. Charles Borromeo of Milan, a saint known for his charitable works. Once, when there was a severe plague in Milan, he went house to house to serve the sick and the suffering. His charity to the poor and the needy was so great that it made him penniless. Recently, we also celebrated All Saints' Day. It is interesting to see that charity is the great virtue that shines in all the saints, and they have set a good example for us to follow. Let us then do the works of charity and participate in God's act of love. And to end with St. Paul's words, "If we have not charity, we are nothing."